And we can.
And we can come on.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, hi Mary.
Hi.
Thanks for sharing your time with me today. I'm very interested in learning some things about you. Feel free to let me know if you ever feel uncomfortable with anything I asked you, if there's something you would rather not discuss at this time. So, is there anything in particular that you would like to discuss today?
I've just been feeling like really stressed about school and work and just feeling like a lot of anxiety around that. And I don't really know how to, what's the word, I guess, like stabilize it, like make it so I can not, I mean, I know that as a college student you're going to be stressed, but like just like have a routine. That's my,
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that you're kind of having an issue kind of getting yourself kind of organized with everything that you're doing and kind of getting stable with everything.
Yeah.
So how do you usually go about trying to cope with that? So when you get into feelings?
When I feel very stressed, to be honest, I kind of just stop whatever I'm doing. I'm like, I'm stressed, I'm stopping, but then, hours will go by, or, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go out and do this and keep my mind off of it until I'm ready to go back, and then procrastination comes in, and then it's like, I don't want to do it,
Right.
And then so really, it's kind of like I just drop everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whatever, like, it'll be okay when I'm ready for it to be okay, kind of.
Okay. So I'm thinking maybe you can compare that to like a shutdown kind of thing. Would you say that? Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you think that kind of, is it really helpful, or does it kind of make it more difficult for you to get back into?
In the moment, I feel like it's helpful,
Okay.
but in the long run, I don't feel like it's helpful because I feel like I'm wasting time doing just things that I could be doing a whole other, time.
Right.
And coming back from break now, like for some reason this week and next week, I just have a bunch of assignments due.
Yeah.
And of course, I left it for last minute, and now I'm stressing about that. But
Right.
I'm actually, doing it.
Yeah,
now.
getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say is kind of like an escape for you? So when you feel the least stress.
Being around friends,
Okay.
and just being around friends. I feel like I always try and leave, like if I live with friends, but if I'm home and this happens, I can't be, like, I have to be around people that I like can be who I want to be. And then because my parents, they don't help at all when it comes to stress. I just think they don't know how to deal with it, so I kind of just, but friends are definitely the most helpful during all of that.
Okay. So would you say you have like a very active like social life? Like you have like that you keep up with your friends often?
Yeah, I like to keep in, like, the what's the word that I'm trying to think of? Just trying to keep in the swing of things with everything, kind of like knowing what's up to date, like, and being like, okay, like, you had a boy over last night, what happened, like, let me know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so keep close relationships. Right?
Exactly.
So would you say close relationships are important to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you say you have a close relationship with your parents?
I feel like with my mom, it's now starting to get a little bit, like, I feel like now that I'm getting older, when I was younger, we didn't really have a good relationship, but now that I'm getting older, I feel like she's, like, starting to, like, actually see me as an adult and treat me like one, and I love that. Me and my dad have a really good relationship. That's something I'm really grateful for, because he's been there for me more than my mom has been there for me. But, yeah, I mean, it's just they just don't really know. Like when it comes to like, what can I do to help? And I'm like, nothing. Don't do anything. Just be who you are. Don't talk to me. And that's how it is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So would you say your mom more contributes to your actual stress than like actually like the coping part of it? Then?
Yeah, she definitely will put some stress on me a lot sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. So what else do you do? So you said you're in school. Do you work?
I do work. I work at Bush's. I actually
Okay.
came here from work. I was rushing, and I just started there actually a few weeks ago. I'm a cashier, and I like it. Everyone's super nice. Like every day I feel like I'm meeting a new coworker and then being like, oh my gosh, like I haven't even seen you and I've been here for 4 weeks, you know?
Right.
But I like it a lot, and that now they have been putting me that's another thing I was gonna come here to talk about is that they have been increasing my hours, like just not like the amount of days, but just the amount of hours.
Okay.
And you know, I love it and I love the money, but some days I'm like, oh, I want a full day just to do my homework, and then I'm like, oh, I can't get anything done that day because I'm there from like 8 to 9. You know, I'm like, that's not, you know, I love the money, but it's just sometimes, and I don't know really how to be like, because I'm new and I don't want to be like, hey, like I just started, but I don't want to work as often as I am right now because I don't know. I feel like I just don't want to put that stress on them.
So do you feel like if you continue these long hours that it will continue to be like a detriment like to your schoolwork?
I feel I feel like now it's also contributing to my stress as well.
Okay.
Now that I'm, you know, these last 4 weeks have been, you know, pretty stressful.
Okay.
More than they were like in the beginning of the semester, you know.
Okay. Okay. So basically just trying to go off of what I'm hearing from you. So you we're kind of trying to come up with a balance, you know, with since the new semester and everything, but now that you added this new job in, it's kind of seeming to heighten for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're thinking. So it's kind of like a targeted thing. So I guess so, like you have to decide. So what do you think is kind of more important? Like what do you think is like the target that you think maybe that needs to be altered? Like do you think maybe you should cut down on schoolwork, or do you think it's the work hours? Like
I think it's definitely, I think it's the work hours.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it's just the work hours and on me not valuing, me like figuring out like, okay, you know, I'm gonna be working till this time. When I get home, you're gonna have this much. Like I kind of, I feel like I should have like a schedule a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So do you keep like a planner or like a schedule in your phone or something like that?
I have a calendar in my like room, like a whiteboard kind of one, and I try to use it every week, and but sometimes, you know, I'll forget to write like one little thing, and I'm like, oh. But I feel like I should definitely invest in a planner because I feel like that would help.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot,
probably something that might help you keep you organized. Because maybe you think like if you had like a visual or something like that, that might work out. You know, to kind of level out your time. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Is there anything else that you would like to share, or?
Well, with work, you know, I mentioned that, like, you know, I love the money and everything that comes with it because I'm so broke right now. Yes. And I feel like I'm also scared because if I cut down, then that means I'm not gonna have you know, a lot of money. And so I've thought about maybe doing, like, if I do cut down on like hours, I don't know how, if they will cut down my hours more than I want them to, you know? But if that were to happen, like, you know, I'd probably have to, like, I don't know, like DoorDash or like do something along those lines that where it's like on my time, but I can continue to make money because I don't want to be in debt, you know?
Right.
And, but.
Right. So did you work anywhere before this job, or?
I did. I worked at, in fast food and at A&W. It was, I'm originally from Berkeley, and they have, it was kind of like a Sonic, like you was like the drive-in, and then like you have like trays and mugs. It was like really old-fashioned. I think that's why I liked it, was because it was like retro. And I made good money in tips, but I did not make good money in like checks. Like, and then when I was working there, a little bit throughout COVID too, and throughout that, like people were very generous. I don't know, and you would think maybe not, but like they would just be like, "Thank you for being here," and I'm like, they'd hand me like a $20 bill, and I'm like, what, you know? So it was a really good cash flow. But I feel like I also, like, you know, once I have the money, I'm like, oh, I have money, I'm gonna go spend it, and then so I feel like there's just a lot going on in my life.
Yes, and that's okay. I mean, everybody, you know, is going. I mean, it's a difficult time right now, so a lot of people are juggling a lot. And it sounds like you're maintaining, like you're staying above water, and you are familiar with juggling multiple things at one time, right? So you've been a student and working at the same time. You know, maintaining relationships with friends and family, you know, stuff like that. So I guess, so like, what's an ultimate goal for you? Like, what do we want to do? Like, where do you want to see? How do you see yourself resolving or overcoming this issue?
Well,
what will be ideal for you?
I think that for me, if it continues to, like, especially with all like my assignments that are coming up, if I really just need the time for school and I can't have the time for work, then I'm gonna have to sit down with my boss and be like, hey, and like, I know that's gonna be very, I mean, I've had those conversations before. It's just the fact of me getting to that point, because the anxiety, and I'm like, oh, like, I just am thinking of so many scenarios in my head, and then sometimes it's like a scenario that I was like, oh, like, it's gonna go awful, and then it goes good. But
and it's scary. It's scary.
It
you
is.
have to, but you have the confidence, and you know, kind of just tell them what you want and what you need. Maybe like trying to designate certain like days of the week, taking it day by day, right? So maybe like a specific day that you know you're gonna have off or something like that. Kind of give yourself like, okay, I'm gonna get 2 assignments completed this day, or I'm gonna get this much of an assignment. I mean, even if it's not a full assignment, you know, just trying to knock that stuff down, because I know it's hard working full time, going to school full time. Life is, you know, it gets crazy.
Hard.
For sure.
I hate
And it's good that you have your friends to lean on. That's very important. Social support. I think I think like trying to kind of just like maybe a visual planner, you know, something like that. Like maybe when you can see it, like with certain times, like, okay, at 5 p.m. I'll do this, and by 16, you know, an actual schedule, and then. Because have you ever tried anything like that, or?
I mean, I had them in like high school and everything, and I used them well in high school, but I think like when I got to college, I was like, oh, like it's fewer classes, like I'm an adult, I'm gonna just like have it all out, when really
it gets hard.
But it's okay.
Right. So then you think that was something that was successful for you before then?
I think I feel like it was, and I feel like it could still be good.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's an option for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So I think that's something that we can try. But I think you got this. I mean, it's you know, it's hard. You know, hard times that we're all going through.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're used to the juggle, so I think that's a good first step.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else, or?
No, but I feel like I can, you know, maybe sometime this week I can go out and buy a planner and then kind of just figure all that, out, and then maybe that will help with, like, I feel like maybe being more organized will help eliminate the amount of stress that I have, and then kind of just go from there, and then if it doesn't, then see another option,
Yes,
but
yes.
I feel like that would be a bit, like, it doesn't
Yes.
time.
Yes,
Exactly.
sounds great. That sounds great. And also maintaining your release, like when you need to take that time off. I mean, stop. The stuff won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So release, go hang out with friends. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for meeting with me.
No problem. You did a great job.
Thank you.